Hi, I hope you guys are having a great day. My name is Carl Prado. I'm with A2Z Business IT. Today I wanted to talk about one of the issues that really annoys the heck out of me. It hurts a lot of people, um, and it's basically fake tech support companies, which are really cyber criminals posing as tech support. And I'm going to, what brought this to light was a person was referred to me, a retired doctor, last week, and what happened was he had called what he thought was Microsoft, and I'll go into how that happened. But then he was told to call another company's name, which was HP Tech Support, and through a bunch of questions that I asked, we were able to determine that it was a fake company and that they were trying to scam him for a lot of money. And so we were able to stop everything before it got out of control. But I wanted to go over how this happens and, hopefully take a little fangs out of this multi-billion-dollar industry that's happening. There are very large call centers all over mostly in India. Not to say that there couldn't be a call center somewhere else, but they're basically protected in certain cities, in certain governments, and that's why they're there. So how does it happen? So scammers call you directly on the phone, pretending to be a representative of a tech company. They might even spoof the caller ID so it displays a legitimate support number from a trusted company. This is the most classic way that it happens. They call you up and they say they're Microsoft usually, and they say that they need to examine your computer. The other way is you go on the internet and you Google, "I want to contact Microsoft," which is what happened to this individual I was talking to last week. Um, what happens is that the scammer company places an ad that gets posted above Microsoft with a fake number, and when they call into that ad, what happened was they were told that he said I need to talk to a tech support company, and so he was referred to another number which was called HT Tech. Now, one of the red flags and one of the things that we looked at that first said this might be suspect is most tech companies will not name themselves after a major market player unless they have a strong affiliation. And what do I mean by that? Well, as I explained to the doctor, I said, when you started, if you had named your practice John Hopkins Medical Services, do you think John Hopkins might have contacted you and maybe sent out with some of their attorneys a cease and desist letter? And he said, yeah, they probably would have. Well, the same thing goes for tech companies. If I said Amazon Tech Support, um, I guarantee you that Jeff Bezos and friends would be contacting me. So one of those, one of the big things that they do is that they try to create trust by making things sound sort of correct. But that was one of the first things that went on. And so one of the things to look at is most companies will not send an unsolicited message or make unsolicited phone calls or request personal or financial information or provide technical support to fix a computer. Microsoft is not going to call you up out of the blue to say we need to fix your computers. They just won't do it. It's not their model, and they're not looking for that. So the rule is if you didn't ask them to do, they won't call you to offer support. Now, sometimes you'll get a pop-up error that opens up with a phone number. Now, this is what we refer to as a browser hijack. And what happens is you clicked on an ad or you clicked on what you thought was a news story. And some of the big targets for this are Yahoo News and I would say Yahoo News and maybe AOL News. These are, and what they'll do is you'll see they have paid advertisements that they're putting in. So when somebody clicks on it, they get like this pop up that says, "Warning, your computer has been hacked," and it's very noisy. So what you normally do is to fix that is you shut off your computer, you restart it. When you open it up again, clear your browser history out of there because in there is that bad URL link. Your computer hasn't been infected. It was a scam. This isn't the way computer viruses work, and we don't and there's no warning that comes on with a phone number like that. So one of the other things so what do we do here? So what do you do if you think you have, so also don't load, software from people you don't know or trust. So One of the first things that this fake tech support company did was they went ahead and they proceeded to make him download certain programs so they had access to his machines. So what do you do if the scammer already has your info? Well, the first thing you want to do is uninstall any program that the scammer has, depending on how long it's been. Now, if it's been a quick call and you recognized it for right away, then you do that. Now, if they've been in there for a while, like you called them up and it's been a few weeks or whatever, you may need to reset and re-clean and reinstall your computer from scratch. Um, and some of the things that we did with this particular individual is one, we told him to reset his email passwords, to turn on two-factor authentication, to start using a password manager like LastPass, make sure all of his documents, and then we went ahead and told him to go ahead and back up all of his documents on, to a hard drive while his computer was unplugged from the internet, and then, reset the computers from scratch. We're going to help him with some of this stuff. But, this is the stuff that happens. And unfortunately, here was a guy who was trying to do the right thing. And he was a smart guy. And he did the right things. The problem was that he got hooked on a scam that was out there. Now, these guys, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And so you need to be aware that you don't need to feel bad if you get scammed. What you want to do is try and understand that you have been scammed or something didn't smell right. Now, what triggered him to realize that there was a problem was, the guy, first of all, made one of the biggest lies that was out there. He said, you install this program, XYZ, and you'll never get another computer virus in your life. Well, as I reminded the doctor, I said, when you're talking to one of your patients, do you promise them when they've taken a pill that they'll never get sick again in their life? And he said, no, I can't. And I said, well, the same thing holds true for antivirus, and for any of these other programs. No one particular program is going to solve all of it. As a matter of fact, we have to do what's called a layered approach of using more than one way of making sure that your data is secured. So, if you need some help with that, or if you need, some guidance, feel free to reach out to us. I have a nice little thing about 15 simple ways that you can help secure your company's data and make sure it's safer. Thank you so much for your time. You guys